What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to create a sketch illustration of a house cat. Welcome back everyone and thanks for joining me today. For this lesson we'll need a sketch pad and a pencil. I'm going to start my sketch off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. Now we're going to begin by adding some guidelines in the center of our page to help with the balance and symmetry of our drawing. So let's start by sketching a line coming down the center, starting from the very top. It's going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom. Let's move back to the center, draw another line going across from left to right. Now we'll be using these two lines to help us create a circle in the center of our page to define the size of the head. So from that center point, let's move up towards the top, mark off the top of our circle, and then we're going to measure this distance from the center down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left, and then over towards the right. And now we want to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create that circle. So we'll start with the top left, and the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We're just using this as a guide, and we're going to modify the shape later. So just go back and smooth this out as best you can. Let's add another line coming down the side of our circle, coming down towards the bottom. And then I'm going to extend this all the way up towards the top. Now with our circle and guidelines in place, we want to start blocking out the facial features. Let's start with the nose. We're going to go halfway between that center line and the bottom of our circle. Right here, draw a straight line going across. I'm going to place the nose in the center. So we're going to draw an upside down triangle. Go across the top, come down, and then in towards the middle. Let's move down, angle the mouth, coming down and out toward the left and the right side. Let's go back to the top corner of the nose. We're going to draw a straight angled line going up and then out towards the top of our circle. Do the same thing on the right side. You want to make sure that the gap in between that line and the center is the same on both sides. Now we're going to place two circles for the eyes along this line. So let's start right here. We're going to go up, go around the outside, and then back in. Just line it up on the right. Sketch a smaller circle in the center for the pupils. And then from the inside edge of the eyes, we're going to draw a straight line going all the way up towards the top of our circle, towards the top of the head. Now right where this line meets the top, we're just going to angle the ears, going up and then out towards that outside line. Go a little bit steeper, going up towards the top. And then at the top of the ears, it's going to round this out, coming down the side. And we're just going to angle this down and then in towards the side of our circle. Underneath the head, we're going to curve the body, going out and then down. Now with our rough sketch in place, I'm going to go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now once we cleaned up our drawing, we want to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us layer on some more details and refine the shapes. Now I want to start with the eyes. Let's start with the inside edge. We're going to come down and in. Pull this up and then out towards the base of the eyes. Just going to round this out. Just going to add a fold along the outside edge. Just trace the eyes back in along the outside. Just going to roughly darken up that inside edge around the tear duct. And then along the top right side of the pupil, we're going to draw a small square for a highlight. Just overlapping the edge of the pupil. Now let's draw an oval with a point along the top and bottom for the pupils. Just going around that circle. And we're just going to rough this in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure it goes in behind that highlight. Now let's move down and add some shape to the nose. Going to modify the shape of the cheeks, coming in with a slight angle, just rounding out the jawline, and we're going to come down and in towards a point along the chin, and just round that out. Let's add some shape to the ears, adding that fold across the bottom. And bending this back up along the outside. And just play around with the length of the ears. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit lower. Add that fold along the inside, going out. Just draw the outside of the muzzle, coming in towards the nose. I want to do one final cleanup before I add some more details and shading. And now I'm going to switch to my 0.9mm pencil and start adding some contrast and more details. Let's start with the eyes. It's going to refine the edge of the pupil going in behind that highlight. I'm just going to darken up the center. I'm just going to feather that along the outside, so it's a little bit softer. I'm just going to lightly darken up the top of the iris and then fade that down to create a bit of a glare effect. Now along the outside of the head, we're going to add a fur texture. So just a soft surface on the edge. So it's going to pull these lines going up and in, just working with the flow of the fur and the cheeks. See these short lines going across towards the chin and then going up along the right side. Add a little bit more detail to that fold outside the ear, going up towards the top, and working our way in. Now I want to move to the side edge of my 2mm pencil. I'm going to add some shadows. So we're going to start with the base of the ears. I'm going to darken this up and just gradually fade that up towards the top. So now we just want to capture the tones first before we get into the details. Adding a little bit of shadow on the inside. And we always want to imagine that the lights come from the top of our character coming across and down. So So the shadows are set along the bottom edge. Add some tones to the stripes across the face. Let's add a little patch underneath the eye. I'm going to work in small sections first. Let's go around the eye. Let's darken up the neck area just underneath the head and just fade that down. Then we're going to go back and just mark in those stripes, starting from the left side and then towards the right. And switch back to my thinner pencil and start adding some texture inside. So I just want to brush that fur across the middle of the head, going up the center. We're also going to cross in towards those stripe areas, those tones that we created. I'm just going to add those long hairs going inside the ears, going across with a slight bend. And we want to darken up the left side. Now I'm going to finish off by softening my shadows and detail, and always be sure to sign my artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of a house cat. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you do, please be sure to subscribe for more videos each week where I'll show you how to draw different animals just like this. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.